this, a plane from RyanAir loses its front wheel during an emergency landing at Dublin Airport.
Liner 6 Mike Romeo, liner 4 Mike right now. Hold position, liner 6 Mike Romeo.
Starboard RyanAir 16 Alpha.
Runner 160 Alpha, roger, continue.
Continue.
Issue with the RyanAir on the runway, there was a lot of smoke and looked like sparks of flames coming out from the front.
Papa, et hôtel, mais il y a qu'un hôtel dans la piste. Le blessé qui est traversé piste. Si elle termine la piste, c'est fini. Quelle bêtise le commandant a fait comme ça? Attention, aïe, l'équipe piste. Côté piste, au côté ma belé, côté ma belé. Eh ben, nous y voilà. Serveur en train de tomber. T'as le besoin pour commander ça?
Frightening moments in the skies over Houston on Tuesday. A Southwest jet had to reroute after its right engine began smoking.
This morning, the scare in the skies above Houston.
And Southwest 207, there was indications of an engine fire.
And so we felt like a little air pocket going up, and then I heard the boom, and then you started smelling kind of the fuel, everything going on.
It happened shortly after takeoff, the flight bound for Cancun.
When the pilot came on and told us we were going back, he hardly finished that statement before he hung up the microphone. And, you know, we were kind of like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
With one engine down, they were forced to turn around, making an emergency landing at Houston's Hobby Airport Tuesday night.
307, you clear for the ILS runway 4 approach. 307, you still have one engine shut down, is that correct? We have the ready to shut down.
Firefighters standing by as the plane landed safely. The airline saying the jet experienced a mechanical issue shortly after takeoff and was taken out of service for review. The FAA saying they will investigate.
Passenger jet making an emergency landing in Salt Lake City. Pilots on a Southwest Airlines flight turning back after those flames were seen shooting from an engine. Here's ABC's David Curley tonight.
Look at the right side of that jet. Flames shooting out of the engine every 5 seconds. On board, even more dramatic moments after the Southwest jet took off. The pilot of the Salt Lake to LA flight burned off fuel and turned around for an emergency landing.
I don't have any contact indications of fire, so it might just be in the engine. But certainly when we land, we're going to need crash crew.
Fire crews greeting the jet on the ground. What's actually happening here is called a surge or compressor stall. Think of it like a car backfiring.
Terrified at 32,000 feet. The sound of rushing air from outside filling the cabin of Southwest Airlines Flight 1380. Passengers using oxygen masks after an engine has just exploded, sending shrapnel smashing through a window. One woman passenger was partially sucked out of the window after the explosion and later died. The woman who lost her life has been named as Jennifer Reardon. The banking executive, who was 43, was a mother of 2.
Jennifer Reardon was struck, her window ripped away. As the plane depressurized, the mother of 2 was partially sucked out. What happened on board the Southwest flight is remarkable. Within seconds, passengers pulled the injured woman back inside the aircraft. Investigators already know what happened. Now comes the why. One of the engine's 24 fan blades broke off. The cowling shattered, sending shrapnel at high speed inside the plane. Investigators are focusing on that missing blade, already saying there were signs of metal fatigue. It's still unclear why that blade broke and where it went, but it certainly caused damage inside the engine.
The fan would have continued to rotate 5,000 RPM or so. It's no longer a nice balanced wheel, and that starts to shake. The entire engine will shake, which would have possibly caused the inlet duct to actually depart the engine itself.
Pilots did an emergency dive, dropping 20 meters a second. A nurse and EMT left their seats with the outside howling in to perform CPR.
The pilot made an emergency landing at Philadelphia Airport. The damage to the front of the engine, which exploded, clear to see as accounts of the terrifying events emerged. Flight 1380's crew has been widely commended, along with the skill and calmness of pilot Tammy Jo Schultz. Investigators are focusing on a faulty engine blade as a possible cause of a tragedy which could have been so much worse.